Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chastity Buckley. I'm the host of Midnight R&B Edition, homage to Midnight Love BET, where I give my flowers to my R&B artists, singers, songwriters, and producers. Y'all, and today is the day. Happy Sunday day, everybody. I am truly honored to have this 35-year legend in the game. He has wrote hits for all your faves. My favorite, Destiny Child, Silk, himself, Pam and Dodie. I mean, this man has made music for everybody from 112. The list goes on and on. He's a singer, a songwriter, a producer, an engineer, an entrepreneur, and happy 5-year anniversary to Shades of Divine, Mr. Marcus Devine. I'm truly honored to have this legend on the platform, the one, the only, the Marcus, the Heat Miser Divine. If I said that right.
It's all good. It's all good. How
How
you
are you?
doing? I'm
I'm
great, man. How
doing
you doing?
good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How's everything? How's life been going? How are you?
I love my life. It's going great, even when it ain't good. It's mine. You know what I mean? So I gotta live every day like it's the best, no matter what it's looking like. So,
How's it feel to be 35-year legend in the game?
it feels good. Sometimes I sit back and reflect, and it only makes me feel bad. I don't never had it. Oh my God, I'm old, and I've been doing. It just make me grateful. You know what I mean? That to be 35 years in the game and the phone still ring like I'm 20 years old. You know what I mean? So I love that.
Cause look, black don't crack. That's all I gotta say. Black don't crack.
That's what. Thank you.
But that is so amazing. I'm just honored and proud to have you on the platform. I know we're gonna be talking about your discography and your new album that's coming out. I love my life. But
Hmm.
before we do get started, I want people to know about your life and who you are as a person. So I know you grew up from Detroit, Michigan, the home of most. Come on, like Detroit. I need you to talk about Detroit because I've never been there before. I want you to talk about how was it like living in Detroit and like how did you fall in love with like R&B music and like what was the epiphany for you? Because I heard that in ninth grade it was something that happened to you with a Jeffrey Osborne song. So I want you to talk about that and
Okay.
not even that. How was it living in Detroit?
Living in Detroit is. I tell everybody. People say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. I say if you can make it in Detroit, you can make it anywhere, because New York is where you go to make it. Like you understand what
That's
I'm.
true.
You know.
Yeah.
So if you go to New York to make it, you're already a train ride away from all the record companies, from all the
Mm.
different things. But if you're in Detroit where there's nothing cracking,
Mm.
and you can make it out of Detroit, then you can make it anywhere. That's how I look at it. So I'm grateful for my life in Detroit. I'm glad it wasn't so easy. You know what I mean? It
Mm.
helped me appreciate what I have more. It made me work harder.
Yeah.
Working harder means now I could be in a room with anybody, and I don't care who it is. I could stand on my own. So
Yeah.
I love Detroit. I grew up through some of the roughest times, in the city,
Yeah.
but still, music was the thing that saved me. Going through the
Mm.
crack epidemic and all of that stuff, music was my passion. So
Mm.
all that other stuff I wasn't even into. And I had friends that were in that life who told me they'd kill me if I even tried to get into that life. So I'm grateful for them too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
because I don't care who you are, money looks great to you. You know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
you start thinking about, man, well maybe I couldn't, and maybe I could. But when you got people that say, nah, you the one that's gonna make it out of us, you not doing this. So, and I'm grateful for all of that. But yeah, so that's what life was like growing up in Detroit. It wasn't easy, but I love it.
Wow. You know what? And that's why, when I talked to you earlier, I feel like your pen game is so deep because for me, everything that you write, I can envision and see it for myself.
Hmm.
And it's like everything, I don't know if it was storytelling that you seen in Detroit and you took it upon yourself and made it into, artistry. But it makes sense to me of how the way, with Racist Cops, like I told you, I really like that's my favorite song by you. And I'm like, I can see that and envision in inner city neighborhoods, but not even just that, just all across the world when you seeing people, mistreat people, but not even that. You're telling the story through your pen, and I love that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure I don't get too laughing too deep in,
Yeah,
in this answer, but I grew up in a house, church, just
yeah,
like most black. But it was something about me even in my family, in the midst of my family, I always saw things through a different lens. You know what I mean?
mm.
I was the one asking questions and the one told, "Shut up! Don't worry about that. Go sit over there." Like you know what I mean? Which
Yeah,
which pissed people off because most people couldn't answer the questions that I was asking. You know what I mean? So I just grew up differently. So when I started writing, I
mm.
wrote from those same lenses of, I know everybody's talking about this like this,
Yeah.
but why ain't nobody looking at it like this? You know what I mean? So
I get it.
even the racism and all that different things that we grew up,
Yeah.
go pray about it was never gonna be the answer for me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just different, but yeah, just that. I just want to say that as far as pertaining to the racist cop song,
Mm.
and just what made me write it. It wasn't even just so much what's happening in Detroit. I
Mm-hmm.
step back and look at everything. I
Yeah.
look at the world. I look at how we as people look for people to always do something for us. We looking for leadership in office to make a change in the streets and the whole
Diary.
nine. You'd be like, what are y'all doing? Like, that ain't gonna never happen.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I just wanted to express myself the way I wanted to on that song.
Maybe you was preaching. You was preaching for the choir. You was preaching to me. Look, and I had just finished getting my master's degree. When life happens, you just don't know. And it was during the pandemic, so I understand at the time. So I wanted to ask like I said, we talked about your life and stuff like that. So during the post-pandemic, how was that process like since the 2020s and everything else? How has your life been since then? Because I know you did your Shades of Divine entrepreneurship with that.
What's funny, and prayers out to everybody who lost people, in the pandemic, the whole night. But this is gonna sound crazy. The pandemic was one of the best things that happened to me. Like, as far as business, as far as monetarily, just because, listen, I said in that pandemic, it taught you either you gonna break or you gonna bend. And I said, people always say, only the strong survive. That pandemic taught me to say only the flexible survive.
Preached.
You know what I mean? Because you got to be able to be flexible and being this way, being that way. I was on tour. We're second week of the Millennium Tour.
That's right.
And it shuts down. I was supposed to get married that year, so everything is looking like whoa. But the year before that, I started my Shades of Divine, not thinking like, yo, this is what's gonna carry me through or whatever.
Yeah.
But I started my Shades of Divine, and so the tour shuts down. And people can't go outside, but for whatever reason, everybody wants sunglasses. Like, it's the craziest thing, right? We locked down, but I'm sending 10 pairs of sunglasses to the mailbox a day. Like, and they paid for my wedding. They paid for everything. Like, you know what I mean? I remember my wife, she was like, yo, because they started telling everybody, well, you could, not pay your mortgage because, we know what times are bad. I said, no. What's going to happen? They're going to hit people with all that back pay, that they didn't pay. And that's exactly what happened. People started losing their homes, all different things. And I told her, like, nah, we're going to be good. And my sunglasses carried me through the whole thing. So.
And I love that because, you think about it. The name of your company is Shades of Divine. You believe in divine intervention, I'm assuming. And you feel like if everything happened is in divine time, and it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but it's crazy. I believe in divine time. Yeah. Divine. Yeah.
Divine. There you go.
I believe in me so strong. Like, you know what I mean? And we're taught against that. And that's the thing that I bump heads with a lot of people. Like, I feel like I have everything I need in me. And I feel like that about everybody. But I don't think nothing just happens. Me coming up with Shades of Divine, that was already in me. It just took me to walk in it and be like, yo, I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? So yeah. So however you want to view it and however you want to look at it, it all works for me.
I love it. Are those your shades on your eyes right now? They fire. I love a dark tint.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so now I want people to know who you are as a person, and I know we said you're from Detroit. So I want to ask you, what was your first epiphany for you with music? And not only that, how did you get your first placement? When did it start from there at the time when you started doing yourself in the music industry?
My first epiphany that I really wanted to do music. You mentioned it earlier. In the 9th grade, I sung "On the Wings of Love" by Jeffrey Osborne in the talent show.
Yeah.
But it didn't hit me really, but it was like, oh, I saw the reaction to all the girls. Like, I'm like, oh, okay. My thing was I was going to be a basketball player. I was going to play basketball.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that was dope. Like, they was all on me. The 12th graders is, no, that's my little boyfriend now. I'm like, okay. So 11th grade year, I just woke up. We was on our way to winter for winter break. We was on our way to winter tournament,
Yeah.
and I just didn't want to go get on the bus. I woke up, and the coach called me like, "Where you at, Devine?" I'm like, "Yo, I quit, man. I don't want to do this no more. I want to sing. I want to do music."
Mm.
He cussed me out so bad, but I don't care. It was the best decision I ever made. But that's the thing that made me say yeah. And then, but when I turned 17, I think it was, I placed 2 songs on this gospel choir, um, and that's what took off. Like, oh, I could do this as a business.
Mm.
Then I started doing records for people around the city, producing, whether it was just vocal producing or whatever. So it started being my way of life,
Got you.
and it just took off from there.
So in a way, like with the gospel circuit, I see you with Pam and Dodie, a duo group. They were kind of like Mary in a way. I guess like the Mary before we knew Mary.
Yep. Hmm.
And you know what? It's so crazy when I listen to them. You make them sound so R&B, even though it's gospel. I can't really like. How can I explain this? Like, they're a gospel duo, but the voices and the way you have me, like, oh my God, nobody. This song you did, amazing. I feel like it's more R&B than it is gospel, but I hear the message, and that's why I say you're a storyteller, because I can hear them telling the story before I can know, what kind of rhythm and production that you're doing there. But I swear it sounds so R&B, you didn't even know it was gospel. I promise
And
you.
that's me. Period. Like I don't care what I do. I feel like there's gonna always be a touch of R&B in there. Um, but even with the Pam and Dodie thing, the way that happened was they had went to every producer in the game. Like,
What?
yeah, it was crazy. Now, mind you, they're my friends. We're on tour together every day. But their manager, which I love, rest her. So she was going to everybody else, all my friends, everybody. Matter of fact, one time we were in Atlanta and she called me. The manager called me like, Marcus, they have a session with such and such. Do you think you could go with them just to be with them and make sure that everything goes okay? And when I hung the phone up, I told Pam and Dodie, I said, I feel so disrespected. And she said, why? I said, I'm with y'all and nobody's coming to me to do records for y'all.
Wow.
And I said, that's kind of crazy. So I go to the session with them. The session is a flop, right? So now they're frustrated. And
Wow.
that week we got home, they I get a call from the manager like, yo, I need you to set up some time for Pam and Dodie so they can go in with you. We went in on a Friday. We worked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We worked all the way through the weekend. I didn't go home. We just took turns taking naps, waking up, like, it was crazy. And then that Monday morning, the president of MCA called from his plane and
Mm.
said he wanted to do the deal.
Okay.
And I told him, y'all did all this running around,
And you
going to
right there.
everybody, and I'm with y'all every day. And that's how they got the deal.
When I say Marcus, baby, you had them. That was Mary before we knew Mary. Like, I had to
Right.
look like and say they were singing some singing sisters. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
had their voices so good, like
Incredible.
incredible. And I think you worked with them before later on in your in their discography. But I
Yeah.
think with those two right there, I can see how your sound was very driven. Even though, like I said, you may be in a certain genre, but your genre has that soul in it, if that makes sense, and that R&B
Hmm.
flavor. That's why for me, even though I know it's like gospel, but to me it doesn't
I
sound
can't
like
hear you.
gospel because of the music and the singing that you did for them sounds so deep. It sounds R&B in my personal opinion. Can you hear me?
You there?
I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Oh no! What happened?
Hold on.
Okay,
It just
hold on.
stopped all of a sudden.
Oh God.
Hold on.
Okay.
This is crazy.
That is crazy. Look, uh-oh.
It ain't muted on your end?
No, I can hear you perfectly.
Hold on, man.
Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in the chat. Oh my
Literally, it
God.
just stopped while you. This is crazy.
No, look, I hope Aaliyah ain't
Hold
coming
on.
up in here. Hey guys.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, you good, Marcus?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah. It
Look,
it was talking and it just went away.
look,
That's
look. I just said, look. I hope Aaliyah ain't coming up in here. Look.
that's funny. That's funny.
Oh, but
All right,
It's,
I'm sorry, man.
no, you're good. You're good. You're good. But I love this. Like I said, I just feel like you kind of create that Mary lane of a duo gospel group that I think a lot of people don't give you respect for. And I think you did an amazing job with that. So I
Thank
feel
you,
like
thank you.
after you worked with Pam and Doyle, who was like the next people that you worked with? Was it Silk or was it somebody probably before them?
I think that was Menace Standard. It's a group called Menace Standard. I think that would have been the next thing I did.
Okay.
I did a song called "In Your Will" on their first record, which
Mm.
that was my first platinum record that I ever got.
Mm.
In Your Will.
And how did it feel to go platinum at that time when you were with them? Like, did it feel great? Like, you feel like you got something?
Well, it felt first of all, even before I got to the plat, we got to the platinum. It won Song of the Year at the Stellas.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So that was the first highlight. Sitting at the Stellar Awards, and they were like, "Song of the Year, In Your Will." And I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm blown away. So the whole process felt great.
Mm.
Definitely going platinum to be your first, it was great. So yeah.
Yeah. So in that round when you worked with Minister, I know you were doing background vocals for the late Aaliyah. Was it around that time you got with her, or how was it at that time when you got with her?
Well, no, that was 2000, I think, or 99 that I did that. I was with Aaliyah in 96.
Okay, so right. Okay, so in that
Yes.
round,
hmm So
so in
right
that
up,
round, you the one the millionaire.
yeah. So no. The Aaliyah, when I worked with Aaliyah, she was still on that AJ Number the Number
Oh wow, the
project.
95. Okay,
The
95.
very first record. Like so, I was with her for her very first tour.
Mm, 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 mm.
Yeah. hmm
Wow, and that's your Detroit sister. So I mean, look, it's just so crazy. I know today is the 23rd anniversary of her passing, and I know you were very close to her. So I wanted to
Today?
ask, yes, it's today.
Oh wow, I didn't know. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Today is the anniversary. So I wanted to ask you, how does it feel? I guess it's been 23 years since she's passed, but how does it feel? Like, what was your favorite memory? Do you have a favorite like song by Aaliyah? Like, what was your favorite song?
I mean, if I pick a song, it would be "At Your Best." That's my that
Marcus.
yeah that would be my favorite song.
That's my favorite song, period.
Wow.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. But so that would be my favorite song. But we had a few memories that that we shared. Because I wasn't even supposed to have the Aaliyah gig. Really, I wasn't hired to have it. I just so happened to go to rehearsal with my best friend, and the music director was like, "Come and sing this note," because the guy didn't show up that was supposed to be singing background.
Mm.
And I sang the note. She walked in and asked who was that. They was like, "That's Marcus Devine." She's like, "Oh my God, I love him." And the rest is history. They fired the other guy, and I got the tour.
Okay. Marcus, you see how your last name Divine? You in every.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't see. What's funny, I tell people all the time, it's in the last name. I say that that's one of my things I say all the time. Like,
Mm-mm.
and I got a million stories. I mean, people, I'll go in stores and people just give me stuff for free. Like, here, take this, and I'll be like, what the world? I remember I was in Atlanta. I'm gonna make it quick,
No,
and
you.
I was going through the checkout, paying for my stuff, and this guy looked up and said, "Hey, I know you. You're somebody." I'm like, "Nah." He said, "No. You do something." I'm like, he said, "What do you do?" I said, "I produce music." He's like, "I knew it. I could just tell, right?" So I'm walking to the car. This dude comes outside with this big old thing you sit on flower pots or something on this big thing. Like, I just want you to have this. I want to give you this. And I'm
Oh,
looking like, what in the world? I couldn't take it on the plane, so I gave it to the person I was with. Like, man, put this in your house. Like, it was
mm.
crazy. Yeah.
that is crazy. So, Marcus, I have a question too. Were you on the Budweiser tour with Aaliyah back in the day?
No, I didn't do the Budweiser tour. No, I
Okay, I
probably
thought.
was doing something different by that time.
I
And
thought
that's
I seen
crazy.
you.
We in tune. I got my Aaliyah shirt on
Come,
today
you
too.
better look.
See, I didn't even know the day was the anniversary. You see, and I'm in tune. See,
Look. I said. I hope she wasn't the one that cut us off. I was like, come on, girl. Look. Let's
Hey,
celebrate.
I don't mind. She worthy. She can cut us off. I'll get back on.
Okay, look. Oh, that is so sweet. Well, I love that. So you definitely worked on the 90s, and you said Man Standard was that. So now I know you got off the Silk, and that was in 2001 with their project. And I'm gonna tell
Right.
you right now, you had Tamar and Silk. Gene, they were singing for their life.
Yeah.
They ate. That
Yeah.
whole song, that was a storytelling song. It reminded me of Lose Control off their debut. I
Yeah. It
that's
got
what
that
that song
vibe on it. Yeah. It got that vibe on it.
the exact same fire. How was it at that time doing that song. And like I said, you were with a young Tamar at the time. So like her voice was amazing back then.
Clean. But what's funny, I can't take all the credit for that. It was a few of us worked on that song. Me, G, Delight. We were the main ones working on that song.
Y'all killed it. Ooh. Yeah. You had them singing like they were going to church.
Oh yeah. It was just that type of vibe. And Delight was the executive producer of that record. He did a lot he did a lot of stuff on that record. So I was just happy to be a part. I actually did more songs for that record. It didn't make the record. And that's another behind the scenes story. But
well, I like Slow Grind too. The one you did for them, that's a groove.
That's my joint.
That too. That's my joint. Like that 2-step. Like I feel like when you get with people, like I said, you tell a story. Like you're a storyteller. So when I see certain songs that you wrote for people, I get it, and then when I sit back and listen, like I can envision the story being told through your pen.
Yeah, I had fun with that one.
Slow Grind?
Yeah, I was in Atlanta. I was on a vacation. I wasn't even in Atlanta to be working. And my wife at the time went somewhere with her church. Because there was a church, something, so she went somewhere with her church, and my dude was like, "What you doing tonight?" I'm like, "Nothing." He's Lil G was like, "Hey, come by the studio." I go by the studio, and I don't go to no studio without my backpack, right? So they like, "You got some joints with you?" And I ended up playing that joint, and they was like, "Oh my God!" They went crazy, and we ended up writing and recorded it that night.
Man, yeah, that was a vibe. I loved it. Like, I feel like in them 2000s, their voices got super strong because I know they had the 99 album, and that mug, I feel like it's their best. But when I listen to all the other stuff in 2000, I'm like, they still got it.
And people slept on Slow Grind too. Like, I'm like, that song was great. So
look, laid back, cut, barbecue, chill, have a good time. Like,
yes.
It's great. I love it. I love the 2000s. But I also want to talk to you about this one too, because this is my favorite group in the whole wide world. I don't know if nobody talked about them, but Destiny's Child. Okay. Let me tell you something. That's their best album. I don't care what nobody. That's their best.
Destiny Fulfill.
What?
Yeah, it's a dope record.
I'm really mad because Marcus, I done had that album about 4 or 5 times. Now, why you acting that? That fit perfectly on the album. Now, my question is this, because I think they released it in Japan. But how was it like doing that album? And how do you feel this year is going to be the 20th anniversary of Destiny Fulfill? How do you feel about all this?
I feel cool about it. Well, let me be honest. I feel I have mixed emotions because even with that song, I went through some legal stuff with the people on the song. Like, you know what I mean? That was kind of ugly. People you thought were supposed to be your friends, but it was. I'm not gonna get deep into it. I ain't gonna name no names, but it just got real ugly. So it kind of took my hype away from the record. But I'm still honored and grateful to be the one who did the record. You know what I mean? So.
Why you acting like you don't know? Well, man, don't give me. That's my what? You had me in chapter 1. I say I'm done.
But I'll tell people my thing is no matter what, I can always say I work with Beyonce. You know what I mean? And nothing else. Beyonce wrote to one of my records. Kelly Rowland sung on one of my records. You know what I mean? So,
man, when I say Marcus, that's their best album. That's their best. Out of all the Destiny Child albums they had, like, everybody respects the writers and why they feel like that. But I'm telling you, Destiny Fulfilled, that is a gem. You had my girls grown talking their stuff. And whatever happened, behind the scenes, you got your credit because for me, I recognize you with that. And that's forever a gem. And I gotta thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
20 years, congratulations.
That's crazy when to think about it. That's crazy.
Well, look, it's their best. That's why I love it. Look.
Right.
I love it. So now we're in the 2000s and we're talking about your discography and your legacy. And I want to congratulate you. Your best is making 10 years this year. Congratulations on that single. I like that
10 years?
Yes.
Jeez. Wow.
Look, next month of September is the 10th anniversary of your best.
Wow. That's crazy.
You did some amazing stuff, sir. Like I said, I love your solo album. I love Settling. I love Heartbeat. I love the ballads get me through. So, like, when I listen to your stuff, I'm like, I like the Settling because it's a 2-step, but Heartbeat, that one, I apologize. Them songs are some gems. And I wanted to ask you, how was it at that time when you're doing that stuff, and how do you feel that it's about to be 10 years of your best? How do you feel like it's going to be 10 years this year?
You just shocked me, so I'm still dealing with that feeling. I didn't know. I don't keep up with it like that. I do something and I'm on to the next. I keep it moving, but I'm like I said, I guess the word that's gonna be used a lot in this interview is grateful. Like, you know what I
Mm,
mean? I'm grateful, like I
yeah.
said, to still be relevant enough to even talk about. You know what I mean? So I
Aw.
don't take it lightly. Your Best is one of my favorite songs that I've written. Just basically what it's saying. I think it's a dope blueprint for
Yeah.
any relationship. Because we go in expected, and that's why the first line is expectation bring frustrations. Like,
Mm,
you know what I mean? Because we expect people to be actually most of the time something that we can't even be ourselves. You know what I
yeah.
mean? We want people
Preach.
to love and don't look at nobody and don't say nothing to nobody and don't do this and don't do that. Even though
Yeah.
those are things that you really should want for your relationship. Being
Mm,
honest, you ain't gonna go through the rest of your life without speaking to people, without complimenting somebody, or without accepting a compliment from somebody.
right.
So that's why I say, give me your best, and your best is simply consider me at all times. You know what I
You
mean?
bet.
And if you consider me at all times, even when you think you're gonna make a mistake, your consideration of me and be like, you know what, this ain't worth that. This ain't worth that. Not that you ain't gonna be tempted by things and whatever, but the consideration of the other person, giving them your best. After you give your best, you can't give nothing else.
You better. Oh, you better
So
preach. That's why expectation. That's why look. I heard that song "Side Chicken Letter." I said, oh yeah. He gets deep. He gets deep in his music. Look in his repertoire, but I love it
yeah,
because you're telling the story, and I love. That's why I've been preaching about you are telling the story. You are a storyteller.
thank
I
you.
really do feel that way. Oh my God. So I mean, 10 years of that, congratulations and all your other stuff. So now you just recently just dropped the greatest show. Like, how was it coming back with that? How was it coming back? Because I do like this song too. The greatest show on
Thank
earth.
you,
That's
thank
the
you.
greatest
I'm
song.
enjoying that one too. What's funny,
Yeah.
I did the greatest show during the pandemic because I
Mm,
just I just wanted to put out some music because there wasn't nothing to do, and
yeah.
those are the songs I put out. I put it on SoundCloud because
Mm.
iTunes wouldn't clear it because the name of the project was called Contagious, and they would not clear it during the for whatever reason they wouldn't clear it. So I said, you know what, I'm not gonna fight with them. I'm not changing the title. I just put it up on SoundCloud. And
Right.
when I started doing promotions for the upcoming project, I sent it to Ron and was like, yo, I need you to send this out to who all the people that I'm gonna do interviews with, just so they
Yeah.
can have something to play because I'm not ready to put out nothing from the new project yet. And
Yeah.
when he sent it out, people started adding it to rotation. And I'm
Mm.
like, no, no, let's not do that because it's not mixed. It's not nothing. It was just so they could play. So I had to
Yeah.
go back into the studio, mix it, added a couple bells and whistles, and then I put it out, and it's over. It's in, I think they say like about 28 countries now, 30 countries now. Like it's going crazy right now. It's Grammy considered for best R&B record this year.
Oh,
So yeah,
congratulations.
thank you, thank you.
And you know what's amazing about you, Marcus? I love your voice. You have that soul in your voice, but you so remind me of Dave Hollister.
Uh,
And
Listen,
you,
would everybody say that? I remember one. I'm gonna make it short. I remember one time
uh,
me and Dave was walking up the stairs together, and Teddy Riley was at the top, and he said, "Stop!" We like, "What?" He said, "I gotta take this picture." He said, "Y'all are brothers for real, right?" Because
y'all do.
we tell everybody we brothers, so everybody be like,
Oh,
"Wow!" So yeah, now he definitely got a big influence on my life. So
him and you know who else? And I don't know if you remember him, but it's a guy who he came out 2009. Y'all voices sound freaking similar. It's eerily similar. You ever heard this singer called K John? He had this song called On the Ocean.
yeah,
You sound like him too. Y'all sounding like, I swear.
you was my friend till you said that, but okay.
Oh, you said, oh my God.
I don't sound nothing like K Job, but
Oh my
okay.
God. I think it's the melodic. Well, let me say this. It's something with the way y'all sing, and it's very poetic, and I could just
Okay.
it gravitates. It's very
Okay.
soothing.
Okay. I
So
ain't mad
that's
at
why
that.
it's not a dig. I swear it's not a
No,
dig.
I didn't think you would. No, 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 no. Hold on. That's coming from me. I don't want to sound like him. But
Oh no. It's
listen,
just a little similarity.
I actually did his single though. That's the funny thing.
See?
Bad Girl, the single he had called Bad Girl.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did that. I produced that.
See, now look, see how I'm connecting them dots. Look.
Yeah, you connected the dots, but let's not do it vocally though.
Oh God. I ain't gonna do it vocally, but it's just like a little similar. I think because of the soothing tone and the message in the voice, and that's why I got this like, okay, they got a little similarity to it. Not exactly, but it's a similarity to the way the singing is a little bit.
I feel you.
Look, Marcus, look, I gave you Dave Hollister. Look, I give you that. Look.
No, I ain't mad at either one. I'm cool.
Oh, thank you so much. So I want to deep dive into now your upcoming album, #I Love My Life. So I want you to talk about what was the process like doing that, and not even that. Like, who were some people that you worked with, or was it this time? How was it different from the last time you put out your last project?
Okay, well, I'm actually still in the process of working on it.
Okay.
And it was supposed to come out in October, but I'm gonna push it back to the top of the year because the social media has a way of effing up your life. And when I say that, they disabled my Facebook and my Instagram page. I got almost 16,000 followers on Instagram, 5,000 on Facebook, and because of something I shared, they disabled my page for 6 months.
You're lying. Are you serious?
No, dead serious. But that's not the first time they put me in I call it Facebook jail for something that I didn't post. Literally something I just shared that I guess they didn't like or whatever. So because of that, I'm gonna push it to the top of the year to build back up my following and build back up my presence, the whole nine. But working on the project I've had a ball working on this record. I got my best friend Q Parker from 112 on it. Syleena Johnson, she's on it, and Dave Hollister is going to be on it too. So it's gonna be a crazy record. I'm super happy with it.
Well, let me tell you, 112, and it's amazing because I know you worked with 5 songs in their project, 2017 project. Like that thing you did with them and Faith, it reminded me of the Caramel Kisses Reunite from her Keep the Faith album. We did that interlude. I was like, he's trying to bring that Caramel Kisses back, but
what's funny, that wasn't even it though. It had that feeling. I swear, no lie, that I didn't even think about that when I did that. That is funny.
Well, that's my favorite song, my Faith Evans, period. So I'm like, when I listen to them two, when they get together, that group and them, it's like a match made. It's like they cannot do no wrong with my book.
And that's the only information I had. They was like, yo, we want to do an interlude with Faith. Come up with something. Dang. And I went in the studio and I wrote that.
Y'all should have made a Caramel Kisses part 2. I'm just saying.
That's funny.
But I love Residue too.
See, I was just about to say, in Residue, Devine was like, yo, this is the most 112 feeling song that's on the record.
Baby, you had Devine singing for his life.
Yeah, he was like, that's his favorite one. And yeah.
Go ahead.
And then Wannabe is Slim's favorite because now that one, when I wrote it, I didn't write it for them. I did a thing called a song a day for 15 days, right? So I wrote a song a day for 15 days. And Residue was one and Wannabe was one. But when I sent it in, it had the Slim vibe on it. I didn't know. So when he heard it, they instantly was like, yeah, this is it. So I had fun on that record too. I had fun recording that.
That's one of their best albums too, because Dangerous, I bought that song back when I was in college. I was like, yeah, I'm getting that. What? They had it was still that one step flag, but it was in a new era and it was group. I loved it. They used to play it on VH.
And they were going through the breakup a little bit, and that and that's what kind of stunted the life of that record, because that was a great album.
Yeah. I hate that. I hate that. But I love that you talked about I Love My Life. But I had to just talk about 112 because that was great body of work. Great.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's part of my life, so we can talk about that. I ain't tripping.
Right. So doing that, like, how is it feeling now? You doing this new project? How do you feel? Do you feel like your new project is like bringing the resurgence of R&B back? Like, is it bringing that, or do you feel that it's always been that way? You're just in the new era and just want people to come back to their soul feeling.
Yeah, it's always been there. And what I do, I don't even talk about R&B and the fact that it's gone or not been there. R&B has always been there. It's just always going to be something that's on the top of the cake. You know what I mean? So R&B, just think about it. Their concerts hasn't stopped. People haven't gone. Actually, people go to more R&B concerts than they do rap concerts. You know what I mean? But we'll still have a conversation of, is R&B still alive? Yo, these are the only jokers who could put out one song 30 years ago and tour today off of that one song.
You better preach facts.
Miss LA still tours today. And with the something in my heart. Listen, there ain't a whole list of songs that she got, but she tours off of that one song. So R&B is definitely alive. We just had a conversation or make it like it's not. But nah, R&B. First of all, hip hop today is driven by R&B. They keep
Thank
sampling
you.
R&B records to make their hip hop songs. So
Preach.
I just don't view it like that. And I
Mm.
always say, as long as I can inhale and exhale, it's always alive.
You better. That's why you in divine timing, Mr. Divine. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
So I love that you said that about the touring stuff because I know you're a music director and I know you've done a
Hmm.
lot of music director for Ashanti and everybody in the music industry. So my question is, do you feel like the music director side, does it give you the to like with your album that you're putting out, does it give you some type of enhancement on it? It's just pretty much a thing that you just love doing and just helping people have a show.
Yeah, not. Well, I feel like the producing helps the music director as opposed to the
Mm,
music director helping the producer, because even when I'm doing music director, I'm producing the show. So I
that's
still
true.
everything parts go where they're supposed to. It ain't just like, oh, let's put all the bells and whistles in the such and such. It's a strategic way to do it. So I feel like being the producer that I am helps me in the shows. So, but I
You
love putting together shows.
You man, when I say that stuff you did for Ashanti was killing it.
Thank you.
Oh, my girl right now, I miss her, but
Well,
I
she
know
be
she
back.
getting up, baby. I know. I'm telling, look, I know it's about to be the 20th anniversary of her third album, but hey, I'm proud of her, and I know the great things you done. Like, I'm just excited to see the new stuff that you have for your project. I
Oh
definitely am.
yeah.
Super, super excited. So I want to ask you if you could collaborate with any artist in the music industry right now, Mr. Marcus. What people would you love to collaborate with?
Brandy number one.
You know that's my favorite artist. Look, I know Aaliyah, your girl,
Yeah,
but
all
Brandy
day.
my number one.
Yeah, Brandy. I think me and Brandy together would be special at this time. I think her and Rodney did some great things. Everybody she's been with did some great things. I think me and her right now, even where I am mentally and creatively, it would be dope. Because I would love to give her a sound a little different than what everybody's doing.
Marcus, what
Because
would you give her? I want to hear
I
about.
don't even know. I'm saying this, but I don't even know. It would have to be something that happened organically
Yeah.
in the chemistry of me and her. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to go in to try to recreate Full Moon, which is one of my favorite all time projects.
Are
But
you serious? Mine never say never. I'm team never say never.
no, I feel you. But there's something about that Full Moon. It changed the sound of music. It changed the way we all produce vocals. It changed
I'll
everything.
say vocally.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I wouldn't try to reproduce that. I'm
Yeah.
definitely going. You can't get rid of it because it's her sound. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think LaShawn and Rodney did a great job on her. But I would love to see what we could come up with.
And
And,
see that exactly. And see, Marcus, I think I agree with you because I think people be trying to recreate what Brandy did in the past. But Brandy is an artist. She likes to dip and
hmm
dabble with so many things, and that's why I said I'm gonna be honest. Aaliyah helped her with that because she was inspired by Aaliyah on a lot of stuff. But I think with Brandy, what you and her can do together, I can see and you can tell the story. So, and I
hmm
like when she tells a story because that's what Brandy does. She's an artist,
And I
and
would,
your pen with her. Oh, I can see it.
I
I
would
can
love.
see it.
I don't even like doing covers, but there's one cover I would love to produce on Brandy, and
What?
it's a Michael Jackson cover. What's the song? Huh? There'll be no darkness tonight,
You
baby. I love with her harmonies, bright in the night. That type of vibe. When I tell you she would murder that, Brandy would kill that cover. Can you
the
look at you
man,
see? Hold on, you see it already, don't you?
the what? Them vocals,
Yeah.
that stacking. Oh, look,
Oh, she'll kill it.
but look, Maya did a remake, so you got to make it better.
Oh, Maya did that song.
Maya did, she did it. It's called The Man in My Life.
Oh
Yeah, it's
wow.
on her sophomore
Okay.
project. But
I
if
gotta
you
get.
were doing that to Brandy, I can see Brandy doing that because Brandy has done a Michael cover
Yeah.
before.
Well,
Oh my God! Look, you got the
she,
people in the chat going crazy. Look, look. Somebody said I just got chills. My friend Jamal, I just got chills. Look, you saying it, Marcus? Look, I love it.
wow.
I would love to see you work with Brandy. Oh my God! Oh, I would die. I would die.
That'd be
Is there
crazy.
anybody else would you like to work with?
Um, Kiki Wyatt, and I got a few. And
Mm,
there's something about working with women. I don't know what that is. I love producing guys too,
yeah.
but it's something about a woman being able to say the things she want to say, in a different way. Like, you know what I mean? Me and Coco, we talk a lot about getting in, working Coco from SWV. So
You know
we
they got
just,
some SWV fans up here. Don't say
yeah,
that.
we just text the other day, like, yo, it's time. And we laughing. But yeah, me and Coco. And then I would love to do a project on Face. I said this about 5 or 6 years ago, that I wouldn't even charge Face a dime. I'd be like, listen, come on, let's work. Let me just do your record. Cause there's something about her voice is just, man, it's crazy.
Whew, she is just so church gospel. What heaven sent. Like I told you, that Caramel Kiss, I really thought y'all was doing a Caramel Kiss part 2 on the end. I
Nah.
swear to God.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Marcus, look, you see people in the chat. Look, they couldn't know. Look, my friends say, what, Coco? He's a stand. Going crazy. Look, Marcus, look, I ain't saying you said it. Look.
That's right.
I love it. Oh my God. I love that you work with, because like I said, for my favorite group, Destiny Child, that song that you did, I can envision them talking about what they were saying. Chapter 1. I'm like, yeah, I can see it. I love it. I can see it.
And what's funny, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was about to say, she actually wrote to 2 of my songs, 2 of my tracks. The other one didn't make it, but I did a track where I took Stevie Wonder's "Love's in Need," but I used his humming as the music bed for the song. It's when I tell you this track was so crazy, and she wrote to that, but the other one didn't make it. I was like, man, but yeah.
Dang it! Do you still got the track?
I don't have the demo version. I got the track. I don't have the demo version though.
Aww. Look, it don't matter. You still got it. You got Why You Acting. You good.
Right. Yeah, my studio burned down in 2006, so I lost everything.
Are you serious? No, Marcus. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, look, God got you here, and that's why you still here 35 years later.
Oh yeah.
And that's what that's what matters, and that's what means to me. I'm just so proud of you. So I have another question. So I want to ask you, because you've been in this industry for 35 years, do you have any advice for any R&B artists or anybody that wants to be inspired by the music industry? What do you have advice for them now, since we're in this era of the 2020 era? What advice do you have for them from back then when you were doing music?
Stop living in yesterday. Stop living in what people tell you you can't do, and do you. Believe in you. There is no more, like, people be like the gatekeepers and all that. Don't worry about that.
Preach.
Be in your own yard. Put your own fence up. Then you ain't worried about who's watching the gate. Just make sure your yard is cut, clean, watered, everything. Say what you want to say, and be the artist you want to be, because this is kind of the best time, because when I was coming up, record companies told you couldn't do this, you can't do that, you can't sing this, you can't put this music out, you can't do that. Now you can do whatever you want to, and there's going to be an audience that believes in you, and you just got to keep working and keep cultivating your people, and build the audience that you want to build.
Preach.
So that's what I say. Don't chase somebody else's audience. You know what I mean? Find your people. Find the people that rocks with you, and do what you want to do.
Oh, Marcus, I'm done. I can't deal. Well, my last question. I know R&B, we feel like it's a genre stuff, and I know it's a vibe, and not that it tells a story, but not that it's for us, for the culture. So I want to ask you, what does R&B mean to Marcus?
Everything. It's therapy. It's subliminal. Because if you got somebody you want to cuss out, I could go write a song and never say their name, and they know I'm talking about their ass. I mean, they tell, and nobody else will ever know. You know what I mean? Or it could be a message in a bottle. You know what I mean? If you want to say something special to that person you love, you can say it in a song. Like, I think it's so many things. It's just communication when it's used the right way. You know what I mean? So it's everything to me.
Oh my God. Oh, and we can just leave it right there. I am just so blessed and honored to have you on the platform. Oh my God. I mean, this interview was so much fun, Marcus. I'm just truly, truly proud of you and everything you've done.
Thank
you are an amazing storyteller. Because I keep preaching that, but I really am serious about your storytelling. Like, I can listen to your music and I can see the story in my face. And it's a beautiful thing, because when you can write a song and I can envision it for myself, I'm like, wow, I can see why it touches my soul. So I'm just truly honored and proud of you, and I'm so proud of everything you know. Do you have any last words that you want to tell the audience about your upcoming project, about for next year? anything you got coming up, any singles, anything of that nature, your social media handles, what do you have?
First of all, I want to say thank you for having me on your platform to, to tell more people and to engage your audience and let them know about Marcus Devine, first of all. Um, as far as the project is concerned, like I said, it's coming out early 2025. I'm trying to figure out what the next single is going to be. Since I moved it back, I'm going to release another single. It may be after, the Grammy voting is in because I don't want to take light away from the greatest show while I'm
Right.
pushing that for Grammy consideration.
Agree.
Um, but I'm just trying to figure out what single I'm gonna release between now and the top of the year, and that's it. And my social media handles is right now is I am Marcus Devine on Instagram, and Marcus the Heat Miser Devine on Facebook, and that the Heat Miser is DAHEATMIZER. Um, and then go to www.marcusdevine.com, and you can get my single over there, or you can get it on any of the streaming platforms. The
Mm.
greatest show right now.
Okay, what? And we can end that right there. And I just want to thank you so much, and not even just that. Thank you, and you being from Detroit and honor your friend Aaliyah on the platform as well, because I know today is the day of her passing. But not even that, for what you done in the music industry does never go unnoticed. And I'm super, super proud of you. And you did a beautiful, beautiful job. And like I said, settling all them jams, I love them, and I see why you do what you do.
Thank you.
Super proud of, no problem. And guys, we are done with our beautiful interview today with the 35-year legend, the legend himself, singer, songwriter, producer, entrepreneur, engineer, musician. I mean, he's a multifaceted of things. The one and only Mr. Marcus, the Heat Miser Devine. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. You too.